matrix number is S21888. So I would like to tell my opinions and how do I feel during the next interview that I have carried out these few days. So as a starting, I would like to say that everything went well during the interview because I get to know what the students do every evening after 5 p.m. because our next activity this time is about what people do after 5 p.m. So basically the title of our next activity is After 5. So I have done the interview within our campus, especially during the field area and around cafeteria, something like that. And then, so I have interviewed a few people, my friends, and most of them actually said that they spend their evening doing sports activity, and some of them just stay in their room watching movie, and some of them just rest their mind off after a tiring day in class. And then during this interview, there are some difficulties that I have encountered. For example, it's kind of hard to interview students around here because they're actually terrified to speak to each other in a comfortable way, because maybe they're kind of awkward with us, and actually we were kind of nervous to interview them because we didn't know them, and suddenly we approached them and asked them, and so both parties are not comfortable with each other, but everything went well because they eventually share out their opinions and feelings about what they did after 5 p.m. Other than that, they're actually kind of very supportive every time we ask questions, and they give their opinions great, and the message are understandable. And this other than that, my opinion about this activity is it's kind of good because we get to know and we get to make friends with people around UPMKB, and we get to see what they do every day, and we get to know their activities and stuff. And this activity is kind of great and awesome because I can actually sharpen my communication skill with everyone around. And even though I'm not confident at first, but I hope slowly in our next activity everything will be fine. Besides that, I guess that's all from me, and I hope everything will be great in our next interview and our next group discussion, and I hope day by day our communication skill will improve. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, good day madam. I am Nurul Fatia binti Abdul Wahabi, and my matric number is S21845. So basically we had done our first interview session with UPMKB student. For the first session we choose to do in our campus. So we had find several students to be our respondents, and in this activity I found that it's not easy to find people to give a positive feedback, to give a good feedback for our interview. So I think this quite challenging because we had to find respondent and we had to convince them to join, to get involved in our interview session. And secondly, I think that for this interview session we got to learn a new skill, a communication skill. And I think for those who keep on shy in talking in English, they could improve them. By the way, at the same time when we do interview, we got chance to do some sport activity. We could go for jogging and that activity really made me happy because I can live a better lifestyle while doing this activity. And I think for the next session we will try to go outside of the campus, and maybe now we have figured out what are the problems that we are facing throughout the interview session, and we hope that we could improve the problem, and I hope that our convince skill toward others will get better and better, so that when we go outside, when we see the outsiders, they will not feel like scared, awkward when we ask them to join our interview session. Because I think that the questions are not really that hard, not really that difficult, because they just have to answer us about what are the activities that they are doing after 5, and yeah, with who and where, just a simple question. And I really appreciate that we were given a chance to join this activity for this semester, and we will do much better in our next session. So that's all from me, madam. Thank you.
Hello madam, my name is Sarah Fazira bin Abdurrahim and my message number is S21861. So basically we already finished our first interview for our LETS activity. So for this first attempt, we just find and interview our student in our campus. So for this interview, I still feel a bit nervous to face with the people, but I think this activity quite interesting because I can get closer to other students in this campus. And regarding to our topic that we asking what they do after 5. So actually it's difficult for us to convince with them because I noticed that they had their lack of self-confidence because we do our interview in English. So but so far this interview going smoothly, and I hope that will improve my communication skill in next session, and I hope that all our my group member also can improve their communication skill, and maybe our next session will going in out of campus, and will improve our communication skill better than this session. So I really hope that I will also improve my my English, so that I can ask our respondent. So I will ask my respondent so that they can understand what I'm trying to say. So that's it from me, and have a good day, madam. Thank you.
Hello madam, my name is Fidelia Juni, metric number S21906, and gladly we have done our first interview for today, and we just interview and find people around the UPM KB, and most of the respondents are among the student itself. For this first interview, I still felt a bit nervous to face with people because I'm is very shy person and a bit nervous person. But in my own opinion, today's activity is quite interesting for me because I can get to know them, and it's helped me to communicate well with them and help me to interact with them as well. And besides that, I also know how to improve my communication skill. And besides that too, I know what their current activity after 5, what they're actually done for their current activity. Even most of them actually avoid us, and it's make a difficult time for us to convince them, but fortunately they agree when we ask them to interview them. But so far the interview going smoothly. We faced a difficult situation too for this first interview because just a few students that we found in the court area, and the current activity this evening is to Lake 2. But overall, I did enjoy this activity because it improved my communication skill as well, and it's improved how to interact with people as well. And besides that, I really enjoy this activity because it makes me more brave to talk with another people. I think that's all for me. Thank you, madam.
Hello madam, my name is Nur Shazana Atika binti Azhar. My metric number is S21826. Okay, from the first interview recording that we have done, what can I reflect is our interview is going well and smooth. Honestly, this is my first time interview in that subject, and I feel very nervous, and of course I feel very shy. Before this, I had never interviewed someone, and in this semester I need to interview someone in the next activity. Okay, mostly I think the interview is quite interesting because it can improve our communication skill, and we also get to know each other with the respondent among the students or staff in the UPNKB. Besides, I can learn a few tips how to interview people in a proper way. There are several tips which are we prepare a small talk before we interview people. That means we have our own strategy before we are interview someone. Next, do not visit with our notes, which means we are having interview among the students in spontaneous way. And lastly, we also need to know how to ending the interview in the proper way. In the next interview, I also hope that I can improve my communication skill and I will avoid my nervous. Okay, unfortunately, while we are having our interview with people, we are having difficult to find the people because when we are asking students to interview them, we felt that they are running. I don't know why. Maybe they are scared or they are not confident at all in English. But we convince them, and lastly they are agree, and they are having interview with us. So diploma students also having their final exam, and many people stay in their hostel, and luckily we are having our interview and done. So far, I really enjoy with the interview in Lake subject, and I hope I can do the best and will perform the better. And I think that's all from me. Thank you, madam.
Hi, hello. My name is Sharifah Rabiatul Adawiyah binti Wan Abu Bakar. My matric number is 21894. For the first interview recording that we have done for Lex class, which on topic after 5, what can I reflect about myself during the interview is I felt so shy because I have lack of self-confidence to approach people, and also lack of confidence in communicate with others in English. For these interview activities, our group have find the respondents among the students inside the campus. From there, I found out that most of the students too shy to speak in English, and they always try to avoid us. But because of that, it's difficult for us to find the respondents. But we try to convince them and confident them to speaking in English. And after they agree to be interviewed, but we try to convince them and try to confident them to speak in English. And after they agree to be interviewed, they just give all their cooperation to us and always answer all the questions that we were given to them. So far, I enjoy the interview activities, and I hope for the next interview activities, I can improve myself in interview skills and also communication in English skills. So that's all from me. Thank you. Bye.